Well, hi Capricorns, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So Capricorns, let's get started. If you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Let's find out, what does the universe have coming up for you? Capricorns, please. What is coming up for our Capricorns? Okay, let's see what we have here. Got a lot of cards. There, that is you, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, in your highest energy. Okay, we have extra cards. Alright, so get them in the order that they're supposed to come out. Okay, so the overall energy, Capricorn, of your reading is the moon. This is the card for Pisces. Pisces might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. The moon, this is about hidden things to be revealed or secrets revealed, night turning to day. Sometimes it's a surprise. A lot of times secrets that are revealed are a surprise. But this surrounds your entire reading. We need to find out why. Up here in your highest energy, the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, this is about being secure, stable, self-confident. You probably have a job, a car, a house, or an apartment. You're just very secure and grounded in being you. Well, these are the two highest energy cards in your whole reading. Now, perhaps you're discovering that this is who you are. Perhaps this is something new to you, and you're finding yourself very grounded and secure in just being you, not having to have someone else in your life at the moment. Perhaps you landed a good job. Perhaps your security is very, very stable right now. But there's something that was hidden that is being revealed, and I think it has to do with you. So let me keep reading. I can change my mind. I just got started. So I got the Queen of Swords right next to the Nine of Pentacles, right above the Moon card. So the Queen of Swords is air. So Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But the energy, being up in your highest energy, is you. Seeking truth, seeking clarity. You have your sword up in self-defense. It's like you know what you want, and you're trying to get to the bottom of things to get things done the way you want them done. It feels like there's a little bit of an argument, a little bit of a headbutting going on, but I feel like you stick to your guns, and I feel like you really speak your truth. There might be a third interfering party here with the Three of Pentacles. It does have to do with your pentacles here and your stability and your security. So I feel like there was a disagreement or a butting of the heads as far as how you were going to move forward. It may be at your work or your job, this headbutting that was going on. But you did seek the truth and the clarity about this. So it's not like you're just being a pansy and just kind of, sinking into whatever's going on. You're actually sticking up for yourself, and you're actually being strong. I have the Judgment card right under the Nine of Pentacles and right next to the Moon card. So this is your guardian angels and spirit guides, and they're blowing this horn down upon you. And what they're doing is they're teaching you a spiritual lesson. And that's what you've been through. It is what you've been through. You've awakened to a spiritual lesson. And I think this is how to look out for number one. And number one is you. So once you have all your self together, have all your self-confidence, and all your security and stability, then you can attract the same unto you. So first things first, right? And I think that spiritual lesson had to come first. They're definitely, it's right next to the Moon card, which surrounds the entire reading, as you know. So the moon card, I feel like you were enlightened. I feel like you were in a dark place that you found your way out of and is much brighter now. I have the lovers right next to the moon. Now, if this issue here was at work, it also involves a soulmate. And this is, so there's your guardian angels and spirit guides again. Now, this is part of the reason you had to learn a spiritual lesson. It's like they're trying to bring you together with a soulmate, a very strong soulmate. You might have been lovers in another life. So, this is a card for Gemini. Gemini might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. Queen of Swords is air, which can be Gemini. That could give us 2 for Gemini if we're counting. But this card falls right between the moon, something hidden that's going to be revealed or has come to light. So let me just keep reading. I'm not quite sure how the lovers fits into this at the moment. There may be someone at work that is a divine soulmate. It might be that there was a third individual that you and someone else that you're very close to that is a soulmate, will be a lover, or is a lover. That might be associated with your work. If they're not associated with their work, it's them that you were butting heads with and came to this conclusion that, hey, look, you're good on your own. You don't have to have somebody in your life, and you don't. Nobody has to. It's nice when it's the right person. So just because this is the Lover's card, a very special soulmate, they have to do their part too. If they're not doing their part, it can't work. So they really do need to do their part. Under the spiritual lesson that you have learned is the 5 of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like you felt left out in the cold, like you weren't included in something here. And this is what you needed your truth and clarity about. So I almost feel like this 3 of Pentacles is like a two against one type feeling. And I feel like you're the one. And I think you stay true to yourself, whatever this is going on here. I do feel like you were feeling rejected, left out in the cold, like you weren't getting all your information. You might have been ghosted by someone. You might have been shunned, so to speak, by someone. It's not a good feeling. It's a lonely feeling, but it's all part of your judgment and helping something come to light that dawns on you about yourself to make you stronger. So I have the 2 of Pentacles next to the 5 of Pentacles and under the Moon card. So this is, juggling pentacles. I mean, there's ships bouncing around on the waters here. This is confusion about security and stability here. This is confusion about, how to be grounded. Confusion until you were enlightened. Once you were enlightened, I think you were able to learn your spiritual lesson, and you're probably enlightened because you sought the truth and you spoke the truth. And this feeling of being rejected, left out in the cold, is probably confusing to you. Like, why? What the heck? I don't get it. And then next to the 2 of Pentacles is a Chariot. And this is under the Lover's card. This is a card for Cancer. So Cancer might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But with the Chariot, the energy is most important with all the cards. But you're getting ready to move forward, and you are moving forward with this card. That's what it's all about. Moving forward from all the confusion, and either moving forward with or without your soulmate. That I'm not sure about. Let me take out the second part of this reading. I'm going to try to answer that. Definitely have a soulmate. That was a lover probably in another life. You might not be lovers in this life. You might just be working with them in this life. But there was some sort of unfinished business that you had to be involved with to learn a spiritual lesson. I need a couple more cards for this reading, please, for Capricorns. There it is. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, let's get these cards straight. I don't like it when they're not straight. Okay. I have the Fool card here. Now, the Fool card is living in the energy of the Fool. It's fun. It's carefree. It's like living in the moment next to that Three of Pentacles. It's throwing caution to the wind. You might have an affair or something with one of these people here, which was an ex-lover, which is a very, there's a connection, strong connection with someone associated in that Three of Pentacles. Very strong connection. So here you are dancing along, head in the clouds, without a care in the world, and then boom, you come to the edge of the cliff, and then you start to look forward. You're like, where am I going? What am I doing? And that's usually what happens with the Fool's energy. And it probably came out of this Three of Pentacles, this butting of heads of over how to move forward. It has something to do with being grounded or work, something like that. And then next to the Fool is the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is you going in deep, meditating, praying, soul searching. It's very spiritual. You can see the stained glass windows, but these swords are all about truth and clarity. And that, in your time alone, you're just really were going through your mind and trying to analyze and make sense of the whole situation, looking for that truth and that clarity. It's a strong healing card also. So all this truth and clarity that you spent, meditating and praying is very healing for you. I have the Death card right next to the Four of Swords. This is the card for Scorpio. Scorpio might be strong in your chart or in someone else's around this reading. But this is about leaving the old behind and moving forward. It's like ringing out the old year and ringing in the new year. So, this is a card of transformation. So I think you are transforming, just like I started this reading. I think the spiritual lesson has helped transform you into a much more independent, self-assured, grounded, and stable person that doesn't have to count on anybody but yourself. I really think that is how you transformed through everything that you've been through. And it was from the truth and the clarity that you sought and you spoke. Also, you probably had to be having this feeling of the Five of Pentacles of being rejected or ghosted or left out of maybe a meeting or something here in order for you to seek the truth about what's going on, in order for you to realize that you are a very strong and independent person just the way you are. I have the Knight of Wands under the Fool energy and next to the Lovers. Yeah, I think you might have had an affair with somebody at work. A quickie, something that didn't last, like they ran in and out of your life. It was not grounded, it was not stable, it wasn't secure, and it might have affected your job. I keep going back to that. It might have affected your job. If it did not, if it has nothing to do with your work, it definitely turned into a butting of heads. So that's not any energy you want to keep coming in and out of your life. They're very ungrounded. They're very flighty. All the cards are male or female. Could be either one. I do have this Ace of Cups here next to the Knight of Wands and under the Four of Swords, all that healing. I feel like you had feelings for someone here. And it's probably your soulmate, this very strong soulmate that I think ran in and out of your life. And so I think you had to heal over it, because right next to this Ace of Cups, that you had love for this person, that I have the Five of Cups. And this is something you're healing over, is the love. And your cups are kicked over, so you're really disappointed in love. But I call this the card of hope because there's two cups right behind you. And turning around, you will see the hope and love. And you are transforming. I think you're learning to love yourself. You're learning to put yourself first. All a spiritual lesson. So it didn't last. I have the Five of Swords under the Knight of Wands and next to the Chariot. Yeah, the end of the Knight of Wands. You put an end to it. Living in that Fool's energy, it just doesn't last. So this is the end, the Ten of Swords. This is getting all your truth, getting all your clarity, and it really helps you to put an end to whatever is not serving you. You're going to be moving forward, and you're moving right towards the sun. This is something. This is under the Ace of Cups, which is all that love you have to offer. You're moving right towards the sun, which is a fresh start, a new beginning with lots of love and lots of joy. And the sun, okay, because you're ending all this, next to the sun is a Six of Cups. Now this is like another soulmate card. I think there's someone from your past though that might show up, maybe social media. You might reconnect. It's a very sweet card. You might have known them from college years or before. But I feel like there's some sort of fresh start, new beginning that will be coming in once you leave all this behind. So, they are a soulmate. This is the only cup that's allowed to have anything in it, and it still be sincere, and it has a flower. And it's right next to the Sun card, and it's right under the Five of Cups, and that is turning around and seeing the hope and love. So, wow, it just kind of sounds like you've been going through something with someone who you had a strong connection with, but even though your guardian angels and spirit guides seem to have brought you together, I think it was all to teach you this spiritual lesson. And I think that spiritual lesson was how to put yourself first in order to attract the things that you want from life. I'm going to take out a universe card for you and see what kind of advice comes out of these cards. It's a law of attraction card. Really fat. One more shuffle. Okay. Let's see what the universe has for you today. Horns? Look, that's where that dark spot is. I cannot create in the experience of another. Well, I'm going to read this card to you. You can pause and read this anytime you want. You cannot create in the experience of another because you cannot think their thoughts. What you can do for them is to set the example of joy. Become a being who thinks only of that which you are wanting, who speaks only of that which you are wanting, and who does only that which you are wanting, and therefore brings forth only joyful emotion. And this is part of your spiritual lesson here. I think you're figuring this out, and that's how you're becoming the Nine of Pentacles. This is a really good reading. There are good things happening down the road. You will be getting through this as a much stronger person. So Capricorns, this was your reading, and thank you so much for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.